Alright, so what was I talking about? Yeah, I got a lot of shit to do today. I gotta clean up. Fucking hell. Bruh. Oh, anyway, yeah, gotta clean up, a heap of shit. Got parts laying everywhere, don't worry about that. But, plan is, the one job I gotta try to do today, I'm gonna work out if I can get the good diff to work in my car. So, I've got a T-series in this, in my new shell that I've gotten. So, I'm gonna try to work out if I can get that to work. So obviously it's a KE70. Obviously it works to some extent, but I don't have a 4H in my car yet, do I? So, I need to work out if I can get one of my drive shafts, which I have 3, to mate up to the diff, which I think is the problem. So, and maybe the length. So I'm gonna look at that. Don't know if it's gonna work. I'm probably dumb and it won't work. So that might be foreshadowing or not, I don't know. But I need to clean up in here a bit. I just realized that the FC doesn't even have a steering wheel on it. So that's an issue. But yeah, I had to take the bolts out of it to mount the steering wheel in the Corolla because all the bolts rounded because they were shit ones. So that happens, yeah, just heaps of shit like that. So I gotta put a wheel in that probably to move it. And then I wanna get under here, I gotta clean up, I gotta move bikes and shit and junk and tools, and I've still got wheels in here from the shop that I'm trying to sell. Door, which is my sticker board. I've just got shit everywhere. I've got seats on here. I've got 3 rear seats now, which is fun. But we were gonna make something out of one of them, so we're gonna make a, we're gonna like reupholster it probably. But yeah, we'll see. We shall see, man. We'll just, I don't know, just do some stuff, I guess. But yeah, it's cool. Oh, I forgot the FC looks like shit as well because I'll lift it up and stuff and might be stuffed, we'll see. I'll find out. Cool beans. Let's clean up a bit, get the FC out, drink some coffee, and try to see if this diff will fit. Someone probably knows, but whatever. They're probably yelling at me. Alright, still got no idea if these are gonna work or not. The ends are definitely different. So I think the 4 bolts might be the same distance apart, but this center lip, whatever you call that, this center lip here is a bit bigger on the Borg Warner. So I've just pulled them down, having a look at the differences. I'm not sure about the length yet, and that also might be different to the other one. And also everything's going to be in different spots, so don't know about that, but just going to try and see. So I wanted to see, possibly try to put the T-series end yoke, whatever you call this, onto my drive shaft that's in the Corolla. So that one up there, that's kind of my current plan and my last chance ditch effort, or else yeah, might not happen. So the only reason I'm doing this is I've obviously got this diff, which is better, which will be going in the car eventually anyway, but I've sold the diff, the 411, out of the Cream Dream. The new owner wants to get that as soon as possible because his car's not running without a diff. So that's why I'm messing around with this at the moment, or else I'd just wait till I do the engine swap. But yeah, gotta see, make some progress if we can. I wasn't hugely confident that this would work, but I'll still look into it a little bit more, see if I can work anything out. That'd be cool. Yeah. All right, I'm still not sure, but one little thing that's just given me some faith. I've just had a look in here and I was going to do some measurements, but it looks like the nose of the diff is very closely in line with the sway bar link here. So you can kind of see that. It's pretty in line. And then on the, whatever the fuck you call this thing. So you've got the link and the diff is still almost in line with that. I'm thinking, give or take, you know, 10-20 mil, slip yoke would hopefully work anyway. So if I can switch out those very end bits, if the uni joints, universal joints, U joints, whatever the fuck you call them, are the same, it might work. So I'm gonna keep going. I might pull the diff out of the banana split. Don't know if I've ever said that on camera yet, but this car is the banana split. That's the cream dream, and then we had the fluffy duck, which was actually called the fuzzy duck, but turns out I'm not very good at remembering things, so whatever. So yeah, I might pull this out because it's got to happen anyway. Pull this out, just start doing it, like why not? All this might mean that I might need to do some diff fluid or do some, might need to do some gearbox fluid, but we'll work that as we get to it. Working on diffs all the time, let alone by yourself, fucking sucks. But diff out. Cool, need to get out the top arms still, but thought it'd be easier like this. Just undo them there, then I can get them later. But that's all out. Looks alright, I don't know. Whatever, looks cool. But yeah, this got new bushes in it. Standard arms, but painted silver, so it's a little bit weird. Some kind of white line knockoff. But yeah, new bushes, so I'm gonna use these arms. While I'm at it, if I am doing this, I'll chuck in my adjustable pan rod or pan hard or whatever from Mikey. So I'll chuck that in. Seeing it's already out, might as well do that. Changing diffs. Like it's already been in a car, so we know it all fits in a KE70, which is a good start. Fuck yes, I think we are on. Fuck yeah. So that is the T50 drive shaft. Here's the K50, I guess, the stock KE drive shaft. So this has an extra joint here, blah, blah, blah. But what I was thinking is I might have had to swap out these end pieces to match the T-Series diff. But it looks like, let me get in there. T50 and K50 have the same yoke. So, slips in, mint. And there's the other one out there. So, fuck yeah, boy. Fuck yeah. Looks like I'm gonna be able to chuck the diff in, which is mint. I didn't think this would work out, to be honest. So the fact that they're the same makes this way easier, because looks like they're about the same length anyway, but there's enough slip in the yoke, obviously, because that's what a yoke's for, that you can move it in or out as pleased. Anyway, so that's fucking mint. I'm stoked as on that, that's sick. I might grab them out and we'll do a little comparison, but it slips in, so I think it must be the same, which is sick. Hopefully it doesn't leak, like they're the same outer diameter, but that's pretty good. I'm quite surprised, to be honest. I thought, being all this stuff is so similar yet different, I didn't think it was going to work, so I thought I'd be different, like it'd be some kind of T-Series yoke would be a bit different, but slipped on. Obviously different to the auto. So like the outer diameter of the other one is like the same as the inner diameter on here. So they're a bit different. They're definitely not going to work, but as far as the manuals go, I think they might be the exact same, which is sick. I tried to look up some of this stuff online, saw a few things that were like, oh, you dumb, did you even look into this swap? You know, like not me, but other people getting harassed for not searching in the forums properly, but I just thought, fuck it, I'll come out, pull out as much as I can, see how it goes, and at least get a start on stripping the other car. I just thought I'd get a look at it and we'd work it out, and then maybe I'd make something fit that no one's done before. I wasn't sure if someone's messed with the drive shafts and joined them up. I'm sure people have, but looks like you don't need to, so that's sick. Man, it's just, yeah, just the end piece is different. So what doesn't fit, by the looks of it, is this ring here is smaller on the T-Series. We're on the K-Series or the KE Diff, whatever, the Borg Warner. That's a bit bigger, so there's a bigger hole basically. So the drive shafts can slip in there, but looks like it's worked. That's mint. All right, so I just thought for prosperity's sake and information, I'd check out the rear. So I was half right. So it is the same distance, but The T series, so same as the drive shaft here, is a rectangle shape, where the Borg Warner KE stuff is a square. So you can see here, see up there, 2 of the bolts line up, but 2 of them don't. So yeah, that's a rectangle, that's a square, I dare say. It was like, yeah, obviously 2 fit, so it's the same distance, but they're not all the same distance. So do what you will with that information. Kind of fits, kind of doesn't. I don't know when that would be useful, but I just thought I'd check it out while I'm here and we'd get some more information. There's the rest. I thought I'll show off. Just one bolt in there to hold that up so I could have a look. And yeah, that slips in. So I'm going to pull them out now and just have a quick look and we'll compare them. There you go. Still on, baby. Hello. All right, I've got both the drive shafts here. So the more pooey browny one is the KE one, and then that one is whatever that is, 86 or AE71. I don't fucking know. Corolla something. But as you can see, the fronts look basically the same. All right, it is a bit different here, so where your little shield is. But the length on them pretty much looks spot on. Let's have a look at the fronts. I hope you can see in there. Oh, maybe one. Oh, they're a little bit of a different shape. But I'll measure them and I'll check them out so you can see. The KE70 one has a bit more of a rounded edge here, and this one's a bit flatter. Yeah, it's slipped on, so inner diameter shape must be the same. Outer diameter, I'll chuck a measure on there and we'll see. But that all looks very similar. This looks basically the same. The center carrier. So that's cool. And then yeah, completely different from here too. Obviously, I never have a clue what I'm talking about, so take all this with a grain of salt, I guess. But I'm just telling you what I observe as I'm going through, obviously. As I've always done. You know, I never said I know everything, but yeah, so this one's got some kind of outer sleeve on it. I assume that's some kind of shock absorber or something. I don't know. Someone tell us in the comments. The KE one is just a straight pipe. And then, yeah, the difference on the flange here. So, I don't know if you can see, but from my research under the car, you can see the shapes are different side to side. That one is a rectangle, and this one is a square shape. So yeah, I'll check that with some maths as well, but I'll do some measurements and I'll let you know if I find anything different. But apart from that, all looks basically the same. All right, I've got some calipers here. So what have we got there, about 30 something. And that one's pretty much the same. Give or take a little bit of, yeah. Let me tighten these up. Yeah, so that's the same, which is cool. So it's about, ignore the digital because it's been a bit shit. 30 something, what is it? 32 mil probably. Let's see if I can get this to actually work. The battery's a bit shit in it, so yeah, it keeps resetting, but pretty much got a reading of 32 mil, so that's cool. Inches, don't even ask me. Just change America. Stop fucking around. So that's cool, they're the same. I'm not going to try and measure this properly because, you know, whatever, but there it fits. So that's cool. That's not in the right spot. You know, about 22 mil, if that's correct. But that's the, yeah, whatever. I'm not measuring that. Oh, we want to measure this. This is the important one. They slip on, so we know they're the same because they both fit in the gearbox. But here we've got, so that, which is about 60, what's that, 64, 63? Yeah, 64. And then vertically, like it seems the same, but I don't know. Oh, maybe this one's the oval one. So that's 68-ish. Sorry guys, these aren't exact measurements. I'm just trying to do this one-handed while we talk shit. Let's call it 68. That'll be the same. And then this way. A twist. Ah. Okay. So maybe it's the Corolla that is a rectangle. I was wrong again. But what would I know? And this is an outer, just a quick measurement, guys. This isn't like to tell you what this is. But yep. Okay. Alright, so that one's square, this one's rectangular. What a goof. So yeah, we got that. And we transplant that over there. Yeah, it's way wider. Okay, cool. So there's your differences. Turns out KE is rectangular, Borg Warner diff. T-Series is square. So good to know. Basically the same length, give or take 5 to 10 mil, I reckon. It's hard to tell because, you know, you got a lot of wobbly and adjustment in there. Pretty excited about that. But now that means I have to pull the diff out, which is not fun. So, oh well. Yeah, that's sick. I can't believe they're the same. Slightly different, but close enough, I think. Should be fine. Hey, baby. So I've also got white line upgraded sway bar. So, ooh, I might chuck that on as well while I'm at it. So these are 8.6 sway bars, the non-adjustable type, but a lot thicker, so better handling. And what I'm thinking is, while I've got it out, I might just do that because I've got to undo all that shit anyway. I might not, because it might be quicker just to chuck it in with the stock. Usually stuff like suspension and that, I like to do them separately so you can actually feel the difference and see what the difference is, but we'll see. But I thought I'd just show that. I've got a front as well, but I can't run a front sway bar with my LCAs I've got in there at the moment. They're way too wide. For now, maybe just the rear, might chuck that in, we'll see. All right, give you a look at the difference between the two. Bit more of a beefcake compared to that. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty much the same, I guess. I don't know, is that angle a little bit different? It might just be sitting forward a bit more. Yeah, I think it's just sitting forward. Sit like that, probably, yeah. What else? You know, it's pretty much the same. Brakes are much fucking bigger. A lot bigger. Yeah, probably like an inch bigger or something. Yeah, very cool. Excuse the noise, just started to storm here, so that's fun. And I got the car hanging out because I already pulled the drive shaft out and I couldn't have been bothered moving it, so bonk, we're going with this now. All right. All right, again. T-Series in. That was a massive fuck around. Had issues, like went to put in the adjustable and was missing a bush out of one of them. So the metal sleeve that the bolt goes through. So it would have been all loosey-goosey, so didn't install that. Oh, just getting the arms in is just a massive fuck around, like, because obviously they're meant to squish in to the bracket or whatever they mount to, so that was fun. That's fucked, but got it in. Eventually I had to take arms in and out and adjust them, so like on here, I was trying to do that end, so I ended up undoing that and putting that in and then did that up. Did a sway bar and then undid the sway bar and then did it up again and twisted it and all that shit. So yeah, got there eventually. I'm gonna take it down the street, just bled the brakes. Yep, just make sure it's running all right, whatever. I'll let you know how that goes another time, maybe tomorrow. We'll see. See you later. All right, so it was another late night, wasn't it? Ruby? You idiot. Oh, I don't think she got it. So another late night, so I'm not sure where I left it off, but the two-way fits. The T-Series fits with the drive shaft from the other car. So it's all working, it's driving, works all right. Would I recommend a two-way LSD for you, Mr. Street Driver? Probably not. So there's some pros and cons, obviously, with everything. It's definitely not as nice to drive. So you get a lot of, what would you say, shudder, clunking, I don't even know. You get a lot of clunking, so say like, in a way, it's similar to having a lock diff. When you're in like a car park or something, the diff is trying to lock when you're doing a tight turn. So you've got that kind of noise and clunking. It's not too dissimilar to when the tires screech when you've got a lock diff. So you got that, which is a con. A big pro is that you won't be doing single peggers. Also, you're not doing any burnouts in your KE70 anyway. So, you know, you gotta give and take a little bit with that one. It's definitely not as nice to drive. Another thing is that you get a lot of push with it. So now that you've got almost a lock diff, I don't have a lot of front end grip in this car at the moment. So already it was a bit pushy if you tried, shut up. So already it was a bit pushy if you tried coming into a corner a bit quick and, you know, if you're a bit harsh on the steering, so you got to be a bit smooth. But with the LSD now, or the two-way, there's even more push. So even just going through a roundabout or something in the wet, not even fast, you can understeer. So a bit more push, a bit more understeer, but that's a common side effect of adding an LSD or tightening an LSD. The more you tighten the rear end and add grip, basically, the more you're going to push the front end. So the more understeer, basically. So there's that to contend with. But yeah, I believe it's a much shorter ratio. So now when I did the manual swap, my speedo was a bit out, fair bit out, probably about 8 Ks. Oh no, hang on. No, it was pretty good, but then I changed the wheels first. The wheels were the big one, and then it's gone in and out, depending on that, because the manual and I had the auto diff. So things are going up and down, fluctuating with that. I have quite small tires on the back now compared to what the stock is. So now with the small tires and the diff changed, speedo is like spot on. So I'm not good at maths, so I have to work it out, but I assume it's got to be a shorter ratio, and that's making it read more accurately. I'll come back with what that was, and I'll try work out the maths, and or else I'll get under the car and I'll actually check it. But there is a couple problems. There's a horrendous noise, which I think might be a wheel bearing. In a way, I'm hoping it's a wheel bearing, or maybe something more simple like the brakes rubbing. But the handbrake was super tight, so I backed that off. That didn't make a difference. Like, I had to back it off heaps just to get it connected, and then I've backed it off basically as far as it can go, and it still is about where it was originally. So yeah, the cables are much shorter or a lot tighter. I don't know if they're stretched, so that's all right though. That's cool. It still works, it's still in the tolerances, and I can take it back down a bit. Yeah, the rear brakes are much bigger, which in a way looks better. They actually fill out the rim a bit, even though they're only the jelly beans, you can't see much through them, but you know, it fills up that. I've got 13s on here, so yeah, I guess maybe you could fit 12s on the old brakes. I don't even know, don't ask me, I don't know nothing. Yeah, what do you think? Should we go to work? We go in the studio? Yeah, I just thought I'd do that little update. They're the main points I've got from it so far. I've only driven it a couple times, so I drove it the night that I finished it after recording, and just drove it around a little bit in the wet so I could see how it feels. And I've just driven it to work today, but yeah, the noise is really getting to me, so I might have to have a look at the wheel bearings, which I hate doing, so I might get someone else to do that. So far, that's kind of the consensus. So yeah, would I recommend it to Joe Schmo to get a two-way? Probably not. Probably go with a one-way mechanical LSD, or maybe a 1.5 way. I have driven a two-way LSD car before, so I kind of am not scared by the noises it makes, because actually, say also when you're in a car park, doing that clunking with the two-way, because you're backing it off, I was kind of used to that, so I'm not scared by that noise. But yeah, there's definitely some kind of wheel bearing noise or something which isn't nice. So I might get the diff checked out, because it's, you know, quite valuable obviously. So we might do that, get it checked out, Make sure everything's in tolerance as well, and do bearings, check the brakes. For now it works, which is cool. Cool. Say goodbye. Shake. Paw. 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 Come on, paw. Oh, good girl. Deal.